Four area high school basketball teams played at the Coast Coliseum on Saturday as a part of the quarterfinal round in the Class 6A playoffs. Gulfport Biloxi, obviously the main event, but all three games were at one point tied as late as the fourth quarter, making this one of the craziest days of local hoops in recent memory. Admirals taking on the Indians for the right to go to the Final Four in Jackson. And if we learned anything from the regular season split between these longtime rivals, we should just throw those two other games out the window right now. First points of the game belong to Biloxi. Caleb McCarty just too strong down low. That's three the hard way, and we certainly haven't heard the last from him. Gulfport responding to the early deficit. Deion Drake. Drake just stands for do right and kill everything. The senior making hard shots look easy, and even when they don't go in, good things seem to happen. That one did go in, but wait a second, we're back with more Drake here. A little bit of a heat check. Kobe Williams crashing the O glass, finds Ruben Kelly, and he can shoot it, but not scared to drive it either. Flexing those beach muscles on a Saturday. That ties the game at 21 all. Admirals lead at 29-23 at the half, and the momentum would stay with Gulfport, especially Drake. Heart of a champion, just finding all kinds of way to create offense. And don't look now, but the Admirals are up big here in the third, 41-25. Seaver Wyndham has a lot of questions, like how in the world is Biloxi going to respond? Well, this ought to help. Keontae Beasley in foul trouble, so it's Case Hampton stepping up huge. All of a sudden, that 16-point lead down to just 3, and the Indians would find a way to come all the way back. Just watch McCarty go to work. Who says the big man doesn't have a place in today's game? McCarty had a game-high 28 points, 16 of which came in the fourth quarter. Someone get this kid a D1 offer right now. Now it's just a one-point game. Don't call it a comeback. Jervin Smith all up in the passing lane, and that gives Big Red its first lead since it was 21-19 all the way back in the second quarter. Tell him what's up, sir. But, of course, the Admirals aren't going anywhere just yet. Williams with the interception, and he doesn't even need the landing gear. He prefers the altitude charge up, young fella. He tried a 360 dunk earlier this year and missed. That make is a whole lot better, still tied at 48 all. Until the Indians untie it for good. Smith coming up so big in the pressure cooker moments. You think he plays football too? Absolutely. 6-point lead for Biloxi, and that's it. That's game. Indians win at 64-55, and they're heading to the big house for the first time since 2012.
I wanted it more. I have to get a ring, so there's just no option, no other option than getting a ring, so I didn't have the choice to lose.
I asked the guys who were coming back, I said, do you remember how that felt? And I said, that just was not a great feeling. And my guys said, yes, sir, we do. And I said that we don't want to have that feeling no more. And I felt like the third quarter, my guys start feeling that feeling when we got down 16 points. And when you're feeling that feeling, you've tasted it before, it's like bad medicine in your mouth. You just spit it out. And I think that's what my guys did. When they started inhaling that bad taste, they said, no, Coach, we're not going to do this again. We're going to go to the Final Four.
Biloxi gets Jackson Murrah in Wednesday's 8:30 p.m. semifinal game at the Mississippi Coliseum in Jackson. How do you top Gulfport Biloxi? Well, Harrison Central is going to try, looking to avenge a pre-Thanksgiving loss to Petal in the 6A quarterfinals and punch a ticket to Jackson in the process. Now, if you recall, Petal's Caleb McGill broke a backboard at George County last month, and if you understand foreshadowing, trying to do it again here, and let me tell you, he's not Dunkin' Donuts and won. I mean, these are just grown man business deals. Number 20 knows the drill as the Panthers take an early 12-7 lead, but that wouldn't last very long because if you weren't aware, the Red Rebels have a 6'6" Freightliner that can handle the ball like a point guard. Too easy. Carlos Williams, crazy to think he's still a junior. Mikkel King getting in on the action now. And the real senior point guard pops one off from the right wing, and that ties the game at 19 all. And we've got ourselves a ball game, still tied coming out of the half until Harrison Central trips the fire alarm and starts making it rain at the Coliseum. Cameron Haynes tries the left wing, and he's got it. His second of 2 triples in the third quarter. Now, not to be left out, Demarius Coleman, fire when ready, buries his second 3-ball of the quarter. Red Rebels starting to run it up on the Panthers, 37-30 and counting. Now just watch Coleman here. Even though he wasn't watching his own pass, Jacoby Moore on the receiving end of the no-look dime. Harrison Central up double digits at the end of the third. But all of a sudden, Panthers are responding with a 10-0 run of their own, punctuated by this Marcel Blackwell hard sell 3-bell or ball, whatever, 44-44, fourth quarter, and Petal not going away. McGill had to change jerseys due to a blood stain, and he's mocking Williams, saying he's too small. Yeah, that's not a good idea because there's still some defense that needs to be played. Or not, up to you. Moore finishes the three-point play, and this game is for men only. Moore with 14 second-half points after not scoring at all in the first, and he wasn't done. I mean, we've got a nail laying around here somewhere. We just need a hammer to put in the coffin. Stand up, Harrison Central. Red Rebels get their revenge and have now avenged all 3 losses to teams from Mississippi as they head to the Big House, courtesy of this hard-fought 66-62 triumph.
I just told them stay calm, you know, all teams going to run, we just had to end it, and that's what we did.
No, it's a roller coaster ride. Belder has a good team, and I knew tonight they were going to bring the best out of us. But I want to give credit to my kids because they never stop fighting, and that's been our mission, and that's what we've been doing the whole year. Just when things go bad, we seem to persevere through all that.
Harrison Central draws Starkville in Wednesday's 7 p.m. semifinal game at the Mississippi Coliseum in Jackson. If the Red Rebelettes wanted to make it an all-Harrison Central Final Four, they would have to go through the same team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year. And to do that, it would require 8 minutes of extra basketball. Welcome back to the Coliseum, not like we ever left. Ladies of Harrison Central taking on Pearl, who came in with just 1 loss on the season. And the Lady Pirates certainly lived up to the hype in the first half, thanks in large part to Mackenzie Carter. I mean, this girl was a problem. Easy money on the runner to end the first half. Red Rebelettes trailing 31-26 after being down by as many as 13. But perhaps the even bigger problem for the Lady Pirates, senior point guard Deasia Booker collecting ankles and then setting it up for a wide open Kyla Raggins. Harrison Central starting to make its move now on the break. Shayla Price to Raggins to Booker, off glass. Tie game. How about that? Getting boat race 22-9, and all of a sudden this thing is a dogfight at 35 all. Lady Pirates want to talk about it, and while they do, we're going to need a popcorn refill with extra butter. Booker again with the ankles, and watch her weave in and out of traffic like Vin Diesel in a Dodge Charger. Layla Walker on the finishing end, the sophomore coming up massive with 20 points. But before she can even turn around on defense, Shania Wavers is going back the other way, and it's Jemiah Evans, right place, right time, all of it working for the Red Rebelettes as they go up 51-45 midway through the fourth quarter, but not so fast. 7 seconds left in regulation. Pirates with a chance to tie it up. Shot is up, and it's good. Are you kidding me? Olivia Knight is cold-blooded, ties the game at 57 all as time expires, and we're heading to overtime at the Coast Coliseum. Not the kind of free basketball Harrison Central had in mind, but hey, anything you can do, Booker can do better. Another 3 to tie. Oh, her veins are dry ice from the land of good and plenty to force double OT. You better believe it. Booker absolutely exhausted, but as one of my old coaches used to say, go when you're tired, and Booker is going. Walker makes the most of the second chance opportunity, and so does Harrison Central, holding on for dear life in a double overtime thriller for the ages. All kinds of missed free throws for the Red Rebelettes, but they made them when it counted down the stretch to stave off the Lady Pirates for the dramatic, emotional 76-73 victory.
What just happened?
I really don't know. I tell you what, we had some young kids step up, so proud. And the thing that we've just instilled is that we're going to take one game at a time. And then when we started this morning, we said we're going to take 1 quarter at a time. And so I think that's what we did.
I'm proud. I'm happy for my team. We put in all week for this, scrimmaging against boys, crying, long days at practice. My calf muscles were tight. All I was thinking was like, Jesus, let me make the free throw. Let me make the free throw.
The Red Rebelettes now have a date with Olive Branch at 4 p.m. Wednesday from, again, the Mississippi Coliseum in Jackson. Taylor?